Muscle cars are some of the most iconic automobiles to exist. Many people, from young kids to older folks, dream of owning a muscle car that's able to take them from 0 to 100 in 6 seconds, all while looking cool. Movie makers have understood that people flock to see high-speed car chases featuring these showstopper cars. So let's look at the top 10 jaw-dropping muscle car chase films of all time. Before we zoom through, make sure to like and subscribe if you love cars. 10. Bullitt, 1968. 1968. Ford Mustang GT 390 Fastback. Bullitt is a film that is considered by many American and international film enthusiasts as a cult classic around the world. The movie, featuring the king of cool Steve McQueen, brings one of the most iconic car chase scenes in all of cinema history. Bullitt features two of the most iconic American muscle cars vying for dominance on the streets of San Francisco. Steve McQueen's iconic Highland Green 1968 Ford Mustang GT Fastback is one of the most unique-looking cars to ever grace cinema screens. The beautiful deep green of the car, mixed in with the roaring 390 cubic inch V8 engine, has created one of the most memorable moments for many a car enthusiast around the world. The emerald green Mustang resurfaced in Detroit during an international motor show in 2018. 9. The Man with the Golden Gun, 1974. AMC Hornet X. James Bond and his international espionage adventures have always been paired with the most beautiful of classic cars, from the iconic series of Aston Martin cars to the classy Rolls-Royces. But one car that has stood apart from all of these is the AMC Hornet X Bond drives in the movie, The Man with the Golden Gun. The American muscle car has always stood apart for its stark contrast to the James Bond franchise and its persistent dedication to all things British. But seeing the stunning Roger Moore drive the American muscle car, Hornet X, in the movie, The Man with the Golden Gun, is amazing. 8. Gone in 60 Seconds, 1974. 1973 Ford Mustang Mach 1. Well, forget about just being a muscle car buff. If you're just someone who enjoys seeing cars in general, then this movie is for you. The original Gone in 60 Seconds, made in 1974, and not the remake with Nick Café, features some of the most iconic cars. The entire cinema is packed with moments where the thieves are being pursued by the authorities. One chase scene is 40 minutes long, but one of the most iconic cars in the entire movie is the iconic Ford Mustang Mach 1. The beautiful 4.9-liter Windsor V8 engine is an amazing noise to hear. The Mustang, nicknamed Eleanor, shares only a short amount of time on screen, but has left an impression on both common moviegoers and car geeks alike. But wait till you see what lies after number 7. It's sure to leave your jaw on the floor. 7. Back to the Future, 1985. AMC DeLorean. Back to the Future is one movie that is so very recognizable around the world that all movie buffs agree that in the time travel genre, Back to the Future is a cult classic. There is no time travel movie discussion without talking about Marty McFly and his time-traveling DeLorean. The beautiful AMC DeLorean, which doubles down as the movie's time machine, became an instant hit, with many wanting to purchase the beautifully designed American muscle car. Many were surprised to find out that the futuristic-looking machine had a less than futuristic engine. The 2.9-liter V6 is less than what people expected, but it's the novelty of the DeLorean and the attachment to the movie that sold it. 6. Vanishing Point, 1971. 1970s Dodge Challenger RT. Vanishing Point is one of those movies that takes the idea of a simple car chase and makes it highly memorable for both movie enthusiasts and car geeks. The movie, starring a young Barry Newman, would gain a cult following soon following its release. The movie's novel nature left a strong impression in the minds of many moviegoers and movie buffs. And the thing that tied the entire movie together is the beautiful Dodge Challenger RT that Barry was tasked with driving across the desert. The amazing race scenes between the Challenger and a Jaguar and the high-octane police chases have cemented the car as a pop culture icon of the 70s. 5. Duel, 1971. Plymouth Valiant. Duel is one of those movies that is a must-watch, regardless of whether you are a car enthusiast or not, as the plot of the movie really draws you in and keeps you there. If you explain the movie to someone, it may seem plain and drab, but Steven Spielberg portrays the scenario in such an interesting manner that you'll be amazed at how good the movie was once it finishes. Spielberg purposefully picked the simple Plymouth Valiant to portray the protagonist of the movie. He realized that the tame vehicle meant for families would be the perfect candidate to undergo a character development arc, with the car being able to show its versatility and abilities in the hands of a determined driver. This movie is a must-watch, showing how even the most simple of muscle cars can be a tool and a weapon in the right circumstances. 4. The Fast and the Furious 2000 1970s Dodge Charger. Need I say anything about this movie and the subsequent 10-sequel franchise? If you haven't heard about the Fast and Furious franchise till now, you have to have been living under a rock. This iconic series has shifted the narrative several times, but has stayed true to one thing, and that is rocking iconic muscle monsters and speed demons throughout its entire franchise. The first installment in the franchise featuring Paul Walker and Vin Diesel is one that got critical acclaim for its daredevilry and stuntsmanship. The movie featured several supercars like the Mazda RX-7 and the Skyline GTR, but none would stand out more than the Dodge Charger that Toretto drives in the film. This beautiful muscle car draws everyone's attention every time it's on the screen with its supercharged Chrysler 426 Hemi V8 engine and its roar. The chase scenes in the movie are so tense and fast-paced that the movie is sure to keep you on edge as the duo evade law enforcement and chase down rivals. Make sure to stick with us because if you enjoyed number 4, you're sure to enjoy the muscle we have for you on number 2. 3. Smokey and the Bandit 1977 1977 Pontiac Trans Am. Smokey and the Bandit is just one of those movies that is known for its comedic timing while keeping up the antics with the car stunts throughout the entire film. The entire movie's premise is one long joke, with the duo attempting to transport an illegal stock of beer across the state, with one man carrying the cargo and the other trying to keep law enforcement off the cargo's back. The car that's used as a distraction against law enforcement is a Pontiac Trans Am, and that's a distracting car indeed. The car performs a plethora of stunts throughout the movie and has solidified a position in the Hall of Fame for cars as being one of the most recognizable muscle cars of all time. The movie would skyrocket Pontiac to stardom, with the car becoming synonymous with the movie franchise. 2. Mad Max 1979 1973 V8 Interceptor. Do you want crazy? Well, Mad Max has got it. While you may be thinking of the more recent Mad Max, Fury Road at the moment, what we are going to talk about is the more retro Mad Max from the late 70s that propelled the Mad Max franchise into the spotlight. The cinema from the get-go featured some of the wackiest and craziest cars at the time. From a mustard yellow Falcon XB sedan to a Sandman panel van, Mad Max takes them all out for a spin. But the one that stands out the most out of all these cars is the beautiful all-black V8 Interceptor, which was one of the last cars of its kind. The roar of its engine paired with the gritty post-apocalyptic nature of the film makes the car a perfect fit for the high-octane highway battles that the movie features. 1. American Graffiti 1973 1932 Ford Coupe. Let's tie things off with the granddaddy of all muscle cars, the 1932 Ford Coupe. The beautiful custom yellow hot rod is featured in the film American Graffiti, which was directed by none other than George Lucas. If this film didn't pique your interest for the story it had to offer, then you would be drawn in by the stunning hot rod that is the 1932 Ford Coupe. This stunner of a car embodied everything that a car enthusiast was looking for. The car's iconic yellow, paired with the 1966 Chevy 327 V8 engine, made for something that car enthusiasts waited patiently to see on screen. Both muscle cars and any other kind of car enthusiasts can all agree that these cars have formed the cornerstone of American memorabilia and have contributed greatly to the car culture. So let us know in the comments section if there are any more iconic muscle cars that you think should be featured on this list. Whew! Those cars from the 70s were some amazing beasts of pure power. But do you wonder how people in the 50s and 60s wondered what cars in their future would look like? Well then check out the 10 rarest Chevy Corvettes in history.